this is 3.7b video number 1, and we're going to be looking at solving absolute value inequalities. So when it's an inequality, it has a less than, a greater than, a less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to. So there's two different types of inequalities. The first one deals with less than or equal to, or just less than. So what we're going to do, if it's less than or equal to or less than, we're going to write it as a between inequality. So for example, let's say we have the absolute value of x is less than or equal to 3. So since it's less than or equal to, that means that x is going to be between positive 3 and negative 3. So x is less than or equal to positive 3 and greater than or equal to negative 3. So that's what this, reading it backwards, you would say negative 3 is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to 3. Or just reading it like it is, just at face value, x is between negative 3 and positive 3 included. So on the graph, since x is between negative 3 and positive 3, that means the shading is between negative 3 and positive 3. And again, it has to be included because of that equal to sign. So as a interval notation, then we're going to use bracket, negative 3 to positive 3 bracket. So since the shading is between negative 3 and positive 3, then the interval goes from negative 3 to positive 3, and the brackets mean that negative 3 and positive 3 are included. Now the other type of any absolute value inequality deals with greater than or equal to, or the greater than. On this one, we're going to write it as two inequalities with the word or. So I always think great or. Okay, greater, great or, that helps me to remember that these are going to be ors. So for example, if I have the absolute value of x is greater than or equal to 2, so I'm going to write this as two inequalities. First, I'm going to write it without the absolute value, just like it is. Then use the word or, and then keep the keep the expression that's inside the absolute value the same, but switch around the symbol, so now it's less than, and change the sign of the number that's on the other side of the inequality from the absolute value. So x is greater than or equal to 2, or x is less than or equal to negative 2. So on the graph, remember to put the smaller number on the left, big number on the right. This is less than or equal to negative 2. So negative 2 is filled in, and the shading is going to the left. On the 2, on the 2 is filled in, and the shading is going to the right. Remember that, treat that inequality as an arrow for your shading. Now, when we're writing the interval notation, remember on the far left is negative infinity. So I'm going to start with negative infinity because that's on the far left, to negative 2, bracket, or then bracket 2 to positive infinity. Okay, so remember the infinities, negative infinity, positive infinity have to have the parentheses, but the negative 2 and positive 2 have brackets because they are included. All right, so now you can move on to video number 2 for the examples of your homework.